All right, we're going to be looking at Mick Squidward, who is going to be playing Lucio. Maybe I'll watch Ana. Depends on how motivated I'm feeling. But Lucio on Samoa. This is Gold 2 on PC. Drop from Plat 2 to Gold 2 and continuous losing streaks. Hello all, I ended Season 7 at Plat 2 with 202 games and a 53% win rate. My main Lucio had a 68% win rate. It's really, really good. Since the beginning of Season 8, I've continuously dropped from Plat 2 to Gold 2, and I have no idea why. As of typing this, I'm currently at 136 games and a 44% win rate. My Lucio is a 49%. I haven't had a positive scorecard in weeks, and I don't know what changed. I don't blame teammates. I'm the common factor in all my games, so it has to be something with me. Please try to review my VODs from a plat perspective. I don't want to pick up gold habits. And for this match, I would like everything I did critiqued. I thought we were doing well. I don't know how we managed to lose. For starters, in terms of you losing, there's a couple of possibilities. Number one, it could be random variance, but this is like a lot of games, so probably not. Number two is the player base could have gotten better, right? Or comparatively, like the worst players might have dropped out. That's a pretty common thing over time with games, is generally the better players stay, right, as games go on, and the worst players, who are often more casual or less experienced, drop out over time. That could be happening. We're obviously into Season 8 right now. It's a possible factor, right? Again, the average skill level of player base might have increased, and as a result, you went down in rank. Option number three, which is probably most likely, is related to Maga just being super, super common, and Lucio is not a great support for Maga. Not terrible, but not necessarily great, and you might be losing matchups because of that if you're maining Lucio / Ana. Ana actually is good in that situation, but you are significantly worse at Ana. I actually looked at your Ana game, other game on Ana briefly, so that is a factor. I think your Ana's dragging you down more than anything else. Regardless, let's talk about Lucio. So I talk about this in all my Lucio games, but Lucio reviews. But Lucio is really interesting. I really like reviewing Lucio because with Lucio, you're like the diva of supports. Not diva like D-I-V-A, diva like the tank. In the sense that you're a jack of all trades. You can do anything, but you're not the best at any of those things, right? It's like you can go off angle, but you're not a great off angler. You can duel people, but you're not a great duelist. You can heal people, but you're not a great healer. You can peel, but you're not a great peeler. You're a pretty good peeler, actually. But you're not like top tier at any of these things, right? But you're good at all of them, and you're very mobile, which means that you get to choose what you want to do. And just like Diva, the goal is I want to attack for Diva, I want to attack my enemy's weaknesses, right? And avoid their strengths. Lucio is kind of like the inverse of that, which is I want to cover up for my teammates' weaknesses, right? And not necessarily add more to to their strengths. So every Lucio game comes down into three different pieces, okay? Let's draw this. Let's imagine this is a triangle, right? Triangle number one is tank / rush / dive. That's where you follow in, you're the main leading front, you follow the leading edge of your team in, right? Often it's going to be someone like a Reinhardt, for example, or it could be going in with like a Winston. You're going straight in, right off the bat, you're taking the initiative, super aggressive. Option number two, that's kind of like one thing that you could focus on. Option number two is that we could focus on peeling. Okay? So for peeling, it is, hey, look, someone's pressuring my team. I can go back and I can deflect them, right? I can literally physically boop them away. I can go and fight them. I can heal my teammate or whatever it ends up being, right? Anything that helps keep my teammates alive. Number three is off angle / duel. And for this one, the difference between this one and the top category is number one, you're doing it with your team. Like everyone's going at once. The difference between these two is that this is with your team, right? And this one is more of like a solo / duo situation. These are situations where you're like, oh, hey, I see the enemy Ana is hard scoped. I'm going to take a fast route to her, right? Quadruple, triple headshot her and immediately try to get a kill on her. That's not something you'll look for that on the top one, but that's not necessarily the main focus, right? This one is much more situational. Number one is I'm going all the time, right? No matter what, I'm going in. For this one, this is a lot more opportunistic. I'm playing with my team in the back line, perhaps, then looking for an opportunity to go and take a duel, like a favorable duel, or to go to an off angle to take space away from an enemy DPS or support, or going to an off angle to help my off angler win a duel and push that way. Okay, so
these are all like the different. I mean, there's many different like the spectrum of these possibilities, but I like to think these are like kind of three overarching things to think of, right? Do I need to be focusing my time here? Do I need to be focusing my time here? Or do I need to be focusing my time here? And it's not 100% on any of them, right? It's going to be some mixture of those. And the way that you're successful as Lucio is identifying what does this team in this game against the enemy composition, what do we need to do to be successful? So that's the framework that we're going to use to think about this replay. Okay, so we're going to start here. First of all, as always, we need to think, what are our compositions? So the thing is, I need to think, what are my interactions with the opposing hero? What can I do against them? Do I win duels against them? Can I stop them from doing what they're doing? Conversely, on my team, how can I help my teammate do whatever and see what I need to do with them, right? How do I help them? How do I defend them? How do I enable them, etc.? So looking over here, Tracer. So for Tracer, I can't beat her 1v1. She's way too mobile, does too much damage at close range. But I can definitely slow her down. I can like peel her to some extent, and I can definitely win a 2v1 against her. So I don't want to be caught out by the Tracer alone, because even skill, right, assuming we both have the same skill, the Tracer's going to just absolutely wreck me, right? She just has way too many options, she's way too mobile, she does like over double my damage, like she's just way too strong for me to possibly be able to defeat her. But again, I can kind of poke her out. I have better sustain than she does. I can stall out a fight or prevent her from getting a kill with both boop and my damage and amped heal. So definitely, right, good value against Tracer in the situation. I don't want to duel her, but I do have good interactions against her. Comparatively, like someone like Pharah, right, which is going to show up in this game eventually, I have basically no interaction against Pharah. I can't reliably hit her. She can kill me, right, in lots of different situations. I can't really save teammates against her. Like I can amp somebody away with like speed, but beyond that, like I'm not really going to be interacting with a Pharah, right? It's not my job. All right, next one, Moira. What can I do against Moira? Well, I can't beat her in a duel. Again, she has their self-heal. I don't do a lot of damage to begin with, and she has her self-heal, and she has orb. She can fade, so she can get away from me pretty much all the time. But I can kind of pressure her. I'm a lot more long range than she is. I can definitely damage her down, maybe force a fade. After she fades, I might be able to kill her, especially if she doesn't have orb. But generally situational, but I can generally kind of interact with her, so yeah. Okay, stuff here. Sombra. Well, Sombra is really interesting because Sombra is going to sneak into my backline. She's going to try to assassinate somebody. Okay, she's also going to try to hack people out of position, get them killed. So I'm great against Sombra because I can move around, I can find her easily. She can't reliably win a duel against me, and I can prevent her from getting kills, and I can chase her down now. As opposed to the old Sombra where I couldn't. She could translocate like anywhere on the map. Now, I can see which way she's throwing the translocator and then follow her with my speed and potentially get a kill. So I think Sombra is somebody I definitely have good value against. However, she can potentially mess me up really bad when I pop EMP, or when I pop beat and she can pop EMP. So that's something I need to think of. These check marks, by the way, are not indications of like, oh, like I am strong, or like I'm like better than this hero or whatever. It just means that like what kind of interactions do I have, right? But there's definitely a lot of interaction here for against Sombra. In fact, actually, let's use like a 3 checkmark system. This is arbitrary. I'm making this up as I go. Right? So 2 checkmarks for Tracer, 1 checkmark for Moira, 3 for Sombra. Okay, Ball. What can I do against Ball? Well, I have a lot of interactions with Ball, but sort of. My damage is basically irrelevant. I will never kill the Ball. I will practically never be a noticeable amount of damage against the Ball. That doesn't matter. However, my boop is incredibly strong against Ball because it knocks him out of position or stops his attack or prevents him from getting away. So if he's going to fireball into my team, I can stop fireball. And then he does an awkward like bump into you and he doesn't have speed and he's like, oh shoot. And now he's got to roll back out and try again. Okay, so I can stop fireball, A. When he tries to slam, I can boop him out of slamming position so he doesn't slam on top of my team and slams away from my team. That's another big one, right? He tries to put down minefield. I can knock him out of position, right? He tries to go for a roll. I can knock him out of position. He tries to focus somebody down. I can amp heal. I can amp speed. I can basically always save somebody from Ball. So good interactions with Ball. Minefield itself, kind of a problem for me. I don't have a good way to clear it quickly, but I can at least amp people away from it with speed. That can be helpful, again, situationally. So good value there. Also, Beat just completely wipes out Minefield, not a problem. It doesn't destroy them, but people can walk them freely. Kiriko. So for Kiriko, Poke War, about even, right? She has a higher chance of burst. I'm more consistent with my damage because I have multiple projectiles, and my projectiles are bigger. I can potentially kill her in some situations, but she can swift step away, but I can chase her after swift step. She can't really chase me. So I would say there's some degree of interaction there. We're probably in category 2 of 2 check marks. So when we look at this, overall this is pretty good. Again, Moira, not really messing with the Moira. Sombra, a lot I can do. Ball, a lot I can do. Tracer, a lot I can do. Kiriko, probably 1.5 checks, right? Something I can do. So this is probably not a situation where I'm going to be bullying the backline. Like for example, if they're running Widow or Hanzo or Ashe, right? Or Ana, those are like, a lot of them are scoped heroes. I can get onto them and attack them, get good damage in when they don't see me coming. And that's really effective. It gives me advantage in the fight. These ones, like, I'm not going to win against the Moira. I'm not even necessarily favored in a fight against a Kiriko. I can't really chase down and kill a Tracer. The Sombra can pick me off. So I'm not going to be diving the opposing team. I'm going to be playing mostly defensive. If we think about that triangle, right? So in this situation, you had the peel section. I'm going to see, like, most of my time is going to be spent over here in this section right now from what I see. Looking at the opposing lineup. All right, Baptiste. What does Baptiste really need from me? Well, he can get dove. He's pretty tanky, but he can still get dove. So I'd say, okay, good value there. Other than that, he doesn't really need a lot from me. He doesn't need speed. It's not like he has any ability where it's like, oh yeah, get me there faster. Occasionally he might need speed to get away from something, but generally he's pretty tanky, pretty durable, doesn't need a lot from me. Junkrat. Similar deal. He kind of does his own thing. Speed doesn't help him so much. He's pretty good at defending himself at close range. The primary thing that'll kill him are things that are long range, and I can't really help him with that. So, like, 1 check mark. Reaper. Well, Reaper's interesting because Reaper has very tight commitment windows, right? He needs to teleport or sneak or wraith or whatever to find some place where he can get onto the opposing team, and then he's got a very short window of 2-ish seconds where he's got to kill somebody or get out, or sometimes kill somebody and get out. So in that case, speed is very, very helpful for helping them get in. It helps him get out, and it helps his ultimate, because sometimes people try to kite his ultimate by running away. If I can speed him, he can get into the enemy quickly, pop his ulti, or follow them, they try to run away, or just make him harder to hit because he's faster than people will expect. I think great synergy right now with Reaper. All right, obviously this is me, and then over here with the Winston, what are we looking at? Well, I can dive in with the Winston, right? But that's pretty much it. Like, beyond that, like, speed is sometimes useful for Winston, but Winston's usually planning on staying in the fight until he can jump out. So beyond that, like, not so helpful. It's mostly about my ability to dive with him. So if we look here, does my team need me to enable them? Not so much. It's really just the Reaper right over here that I need to worry about. Everybody else kind of does their own thing. However, there are a lot of enemy heroes that are doing a lot of damage or dangers to my team. So my focus here is looking, a lot of which is, what are the enemy heroes doing, right? 1, 2, 3. What are these 3 doing, and how do I stop them from doing what they're going to do? In some games, it's going to be more looking at my team. For example, if I'm running Reinhardt, Symmetra, Reaper, then I'm constantly looking, where's my Rhine? What's his status? Where am I bringing him? That's my focus for that game. This is not that game. This game is, how do I stop the opposing team from being effective? Okay, I don't think we're going to watch Rihanna gameplay because we've already spent, 20 minutes. We haven't even started watching her game. Okay, so we're going to come out here. Now, obviously, at the very beginning, you don't actually know what the enemy lineup is, so you're playing safe here, which is fine. So you're just scouting, which is good, right? All right, we see, okay, there's a ball. So the first thing I know is like, okay, there's a ball. I need to worry about the ball. What do I need to do about the ball? So for the ball, I'm looking for situations where how do I stop him from getting clean roll-ins, right? I don't want him to go and fireball people and then slam. So ideally, you would have heard this ball coming already because you went up high. You ideally would have heard him / seen him right now. But to be fair, he sets up really fast, right? I don't know that you would have heard him at this point in time. But ideally, you would have came right here, like a great stop right now, right here. I wait until he gets really close, then I fireball to stop him. Because if you fireball him too far away, he just holds onto the grapple and then grapples in anyway. So right now, right here, I want to stop the fireball, and then he gets no damage. And because of this, you're going to see he hits 2 heroes and knocks your Baptiste onto low ground and gets a good slam. So that's effectively something like 100 plus damage against your Baptiste. 100 damage even, right? Right here against your Baptiste that you could have prevented if you were there in position. Again, you did not know there was a ball in the game. I'm not saying this is like, oh, big mistake on your part. I'm just noting, like, this is like a framework for like thinking like, okay, what could we have done differently if we'd known this? Because the rest of the game, you are going to know there's going to be a ball. So you immediately come over, you try to help your team. That's right call. Come down here. Yep, pop amp heal. That's good. So let's think. Right now, the ball is over here. Right? I come over here. You go on bridge here. You amp. Okay, good. What's my goal now? Well, the ball is rolling away. So not a problem, right? He needs some amount of time before he can grapple and slam again. See? So he's got 5 seconds to slam, 2 seconds to grapple. He probably needs some time in position to actually be able to do anything. I have two options. Number one, if my Baptiste is trying to walk away, I could give him speed so he can get back to cover, because him being exposed is a problem. Number two is I can go over here and start dealing with whatever's going on over here. Or number three is I can figure out, hey, where are the other DPS? And that's actually what I'd be thinking right now is, why don't I see anybody else in the opposing team? Because we're already in the middle of the point, and all I see is the ball and the supports. So I'm going to linger. I think the best call here is to linger and figure out what the heck is going on, because I think there's a flanker that I don't know about yet. Now I see the Sombra, and I think, okay, I got two options. Number one, I can peel the Kiriko, because Kiriko has danger in, because like no one's dodging the Kiriko, so she's a serious threat. Again, you're not dodging a hero means they have better accuracy against you, so she's a threat to get a kill. A. B, I can come over here on Sombra. I think the best choice right now is to deal with the Kiriko first, because she's closer, and then loop back here and deal with the Sombra and the Tracer. So, I think that when you want to deal with a problem, you want to be decisive about it. You're not getting any kills here, but they're also not killing you. I would just jump off, go over here, push them all away from the corner so they're all get knocked over here, and then go and fight over here. Alternatively, stay here because you can actually see your Reaper through the ground is flanking behind them. So I think this is actually the best opportunity for you to dive right now and commit with your Reaper. You are getting leeched by the Moira, so this might be a soft commit, right? You go in, you ride this way, and then you pop out this way to Reaper. I think that's probably your best option at the moment. But you see, what did you do with your time instead? Okay, as I noted, you had so many options, right? You can go after the Sombra here, you can go after the Kiriko, getting a headshot or something, but instead, all you do is you just ride in the middle of the point. Now you sit here, now you're just kind of healing, now you're just chilling, you're hitting the ball, which is irrelevant, right? The ball's not taking any meaningful amount of damage, and now we're back over here. This is a really good example of how Lucios think they're doing something when they're doing practically nothing. Anything could have happened while you were doing this. Like, you know, the supports could have killed or peeled off your Reaper, the Baptiste could have been killed by their Kiriko, right? The Sombra Tracer might have killed somebody. So many things, like the Junkrat, for example, so many things could have happened, but you're being too passive about this fight. You want to be active. You want to think, hey, I'm going to choose one thing to help, the highest value thing you can do, and go do that. Instead, all you do is you just chill here, and like your healing aura is not that high. It's like 24 health a second or something. It's like not that significant. It's like basically everyone's got like Zen Harmony orbs. Not that substantial right now. What you're doing is not substantively helping you win the fight versus the other high value items that I noted. As well, notice that your Reaper does in fact flank over here and gets on top of their backline. And imagine if you were here right now with the Reaper, right? You kill this Kiriko so much faster. You also see the Moira fade after the Kiriko dies, like a few seconds quicker because you're there. Then you go after the Moira right away and try to get that kill. Right? For example, you might know right now that the Moira doesn't have fade. If you had the game sense of like being aware of what happened, if I see Reaper here, I see Kiriko's dead, I see Moira's not here, and the Moira used to be here, I know Moira has faded somewhere even if I didn't hear it or see it. So ideally you would have picked up when you turned around, right now I can hear the Moira on the right. You would have heard / seen the Moira and realized the Moira is over there and she is in danger and you could have gone over there and assisted. Healing your Reaper right now is actually not a priority. He's not in danger, and he wins 1v1s against everybody on this lineup at close range. So you don't have to worry about the Reaper dying right now. These are examples of like, look, if you're thinking about higher level Lucio play, that's what you're aiming at. You want to have that level of game sense and awareness of the situation. And it's tough. Again, this is why D.Va is also really hard to play, because you can do anything. Like, for example, if you're a Zenyatta, what can you do? You sit here and you kill people. Right? Oh, I get knocked out of position, I sit here and I kill people. Oh, I get low, you know, maybe I jump down here, I hide for a second, get some healing, I come back and I kill people. I don't have the option as Zenyatta to be like, okay, I'm suddenly going to be all the way over here doing this. Now I'm going to be over here peeling a teammate. Now I'm going to be over here healing somebody and getting a save. That's not a thing that a lot of the heroes do, but Lucio does. That's why he's enormously powerful, but he's really, really, really hard to play optimally because of this. Because again, you're not doing anything right now that is truly helping your team win that significantly. Granted, the fight's already won. I'm just noting that I'm not seeing the good habits and patterns of a better Lucio, a higher ranked Lucio. And that's kind of your goal, right? So, I mean, shooting the ball right now is really not going to do anything. Like, this ball currently has an extra, 200 free health? And when I say free, I mean free. Like, you can't even get the ult charge off of overhealth. So there's no point in attacking the ball right now. Like, this is truly, like, not important. If you think he's in danger of killing somebody, just boop him away. Because if you boop him away, he gets damage fall off and spread, and etc. So if you're like, oh, he's going to kill somebody, boop him. But otherwise, look for, hey, is there anything else I can be doing right now? So for example, I could peel the Tracer, right? I could peel this Moira, right? I could force Fade right now. Now Monkey could kill her. there's a lot of items that here that like could be more useful than this. Now, you see the ball starts to grapple. Obviously, if he starts grapple, he doesn't want to be here anymore. He sees an opportunity to do something, probably go after your Junkrat or Baptiste here. So when you see the ball start grapple, just boop him. Oh, actually, you don't have boop. Never mind. You don't have boop anyway. What did you use boop on? Yeah, I mean, he's nanoed right now, but like, he's not actually that dangerous. I understand this though. He's like kind of close, but he hasn't even gotten to crab form yet. I think the boop is too early. But I think this is okay. You don't have boop here, so it's actually irrelevant. But regardless, I would be thinking that's a good opportunity to boop him to just knock him off whatever he's gonna do. So you come over here. You're noting, again, don't worry about the ball. Worry about these other people who are low and getting focused. It's not your job to kill the ball, okay? Like, this needs to, like, absolutely get hammered into your mind. It is not your job to kill the ball. The ball will die or get displaced eventually. It's your job to deal with all the other threats to your team. Help your Reaper out here, help your Baptiste, help your Junkrat, get a kill. Those are your jobs. Don't focus on the ball. See right now, you're constantly focusing on the ball. It's like, yeah, okay, maybe you could have gotten a kill there. Like, ball obviously got super, super low. But, like, what are you giving up in exchange for that? Like, anything could be happening back here. Like, this Tracer could have gotten a kill here. Moira's here. There's currently 3 people right now. This is a 3v2 in your backline. Like, you're just lucky that your team is trading positively despite being outnumbered. Realistically, whether or not the ball dies or gets knocked away, it's the same thing. Like, he's not going to stay against the Reaper anyway. As soon as the ball starts retreating here, he's leaving. Like, you don't need to do this. And at higher ranks, this ball doesn't even try shooting this. As soon as he sees the Reaper, he's out of here. Like, he stays way too long. That's why you don't want to train, as you say, bad habits around, like, oh yeah, maybe we can kill the ball. Don't worry about the ball. Worry about this. This is a priority. Like, the enemy team just whiffs so many shots here, and as a result, you're able to win this fight. And you're going to win this point, but you're going to lose the next point. And nothing functionally changes between the last point and this point from your play. It's just that your team plays a little worse, and the enemy team plays a little better. That's why you end up losing. And that's why I'm trying to tell you, what do you do to change fights versus being so passive about it? All right. So, as a note here, I want to constantly be scouting for the ball, and I have no danger of getting headshot by any, like, snipers. So I probably want to stay high here to be able to see, okay, is the ball coming from the left, is the ball coming from the right, or is it coming from main? Down here, it's hard for me to see, right? Even if the ball is rolling out main, I have very little time to react to it. So I would say try to stay high on bridge to be able to see. All right, ball's rolling in. This is a great example of where you're already out of position. You don't want to be here. Where I want to be is right here, and I immediately stop the fireball, right? Though you might have been thinking he's going to hit the trap, but beyond that, like, he doesn't hit the trap, and I wouldn't rely on that. Beyond, like, I want to stop the fireball here from even displacing anybody. Immediately stops the fireball. He's like, oh shoot, and then now he's in big trouble, right? Instead, now he gets a big slam, right? Mostly on you. Pops adaptive shields, and again, this is A, not your job to kill him right now. Or not to job to kill him B, in general. B, this boop doesn't do anything. He's already rolling away. Who cares? Just let him go. It's fine. Just let him go. Just ignore the ball. The ball wants you to shoot at him. That's what tanks want. They want you to shoot at them because shooting at them is one of the lowest value things you can be doing. You don't want to mess with the ball. Instead, what the heck is going on over here? Right? I can just be like, look, I'm just going to go over here and help this out because now the ball has already grappled. He's already slammed. Both my Junkrat and Baptiste are full health. They're not going to lose to this ball. I don't have to worry about it. I literally don't need to be here. I can just go and do whatever. Because you being here means there's a 3-on-1 on the ball, and that means there should be a 4-on-2 on your team out here. So this is all a waste of time. Right? See, Reaper's really low out there. Your Winston's getting low. The 3 of you are still back here messing with the ball. As a result, nobody in your front line is getting healed. And look what happens, right? Now, because nobody is helping your front line has died. So even though you might feel good, you're like, oh yeah, I'm preventing the ball from getting any kills, like doing my job. No, that's not what you need to be doing. Ignore the ball. Because now you've lost 2 teammates, which means you're going to lose this fight pretty much guaranteed, because what the heck are you going to do with no tank and down 2? Right? So from here, it's basically over, right? Lose the point. Right, and then you're going to die here as well, and the stagger death, which is super bad. You should just suicided on point or gone out earlier. Okay, so we come out, you go for the Tracer. I would honestly try to figure, okay. First, let's start with this. All right, so you see 2 critical health teammates over here. Do not pop beat here. Do not pop beat. Number one, your teammates are so low that if someone is shooting at them, they will be dead before you hit the ground, especially considering how high off the ground you are. Now, I'm pretty sure you have enough hours of Lucio, like you have 202 games played just last season. I'm sure you know that beat only happens when you touch the ground, which means if you're higher up, it takes longer to activate. So it's going to take you like over a second to hit the ground right now with beat. As a result, if the Tracer is actually still shooting the BAP here is going to die no matter what. So there's no reason to be popping B here. A. B. Let's say, hypothetically, like that the BAP might have lived here with beat, right? But still might have died. It's okay. Take that risk. You're very close to the spawn. You guys haven't committed anything. BAP dies. Great. We'll just wait 15 seconds. I'll taxi him back. We'll go again. This is a bad beat in like every single possible way. You're too far away. You're too high off the ground. It's unlikely your BAP would die. If your BAP does die, it doesn't matter because it doesn't cost you a lot. It's like a I don't know, a quadfecta? I don't know if that's the right word. But like the 4 things coming together that are all really, really bad. It's a bad time to be doing this. Okay. So Tracer's coming out right in front of you. You've already popped B, which is a mistake. But you're fighting her. And then you just kind of give up on this? I would probably confirm, hey, where did the Tracer go? Because now she rewinded, you could potentially go with her. But if you want to go out and help your Winston, that's fine. But what am I going to do here? Right? You got to look at a situation and think, this is like key to Lucio, but also all heroes, is what could I actually do right now to change this fight? Can I target the Moira? No, absolutely not. The Moira has Coalescence right now, so she has like 60 health a second in self-heal. You're not dealing more than 60 damage a second to the Moira. Like, that's not going to happen. You're not going to do anything against her. Do I go with the Sombra? Okay, maybe, but the Sombra presumably has an escape plan, and there are 2 supports here that could save the Sombra, so unlikely to do anything. Could I attack the Kiriko? Well, maybe, but again, Moira has Coalescence, so she can save people. So, like, all of your options here kind of suck, and your Winston might die here, but I can't save Winston in this situation anyway. I can't do enough damage or healing to necessarily save in this situation. It's really about whether or not the Winston has enough to be able to get out, right? So you're going to run over here. Again, look how low the Winston gets. I'm pretty sure with just slightly better aim, the Winston should be dead right now. Right? Like, he gets super low, but the thing is, your Winston has a plan. Your Winston has Primal Rage this whole time, so he's already expecting to pop Primal. He comes extremely close. So you didn't need to go in on this at all. Now, what could we have done instead of this? Well, number one, we could have chased down that Tracer, because you heard and saw the Tracer fighting on the left side. You also see that your Reaper's on the left side. You force the recall on the Tracer, which means after here, right here, where you force recall, you could have been like, oh, she recalled, she came from the left, that means she's on the left, my Reaper's over here, you could have used speed to come over here and try to kill her. You have beat, so you're not going to lose a 1v1, you could have done that. That's option number one. Option number two is you come back and you could have sped your Baptiste into the fight. That's also helpful, right? Option three, maybe help over here on the ball, unlikely. I mean, the ball's kind of low. If you get on this side, you boop him back towards Junkrat, maybe you get a kill there. Those are all higher value things than just like running over here and then doing functionally nothing. Like, does it feel, think about this. Does it feel like you're doing anything that is helping your team win the fight? Like, do you think your Winston's like so glad that Lucio showed up right now? Like, oh yeah, that's going to be the difference maker? I hope it's obvious. Like, you do almost nothing here when you come in, right? The best thing you did here was force Tracer recall. Now you come out, you miss some shots, you miss some more shots. Like, you're healing right now for, again, a very small amount of health, and your Winston's in primal anyway. You're just kind of chilling here. You do a little bit of damage. Again, not doing any damage. You do a boop that whiffs. You're just chilling here. This is all useless. Like, if you want to look back and this round you win, right? This is a round that you win, even. But you're helpless. Like, this is why your win rate is like 49%. You're at the mercy of, like, luck. Of whether or not your teammates are going to carry you or the enemy team is going to play especially badly. Those are situations where you win. You're not doing enough to influence the outcome of fights because you're just kind of autopiloting too much. And I do think that I think your movement's pretty good. I think your movement is believably better than gold, for sure. I think your movement, you have platinum level movement, for sure. Like, your movement feels smooth. You can get from point A to point B quickly. You just don't know where you need to go with it. Your aim, okay, right? I see borderline plat gold. But I think your movement certainly feels good enough. I think your reaction speed's actually pretty good too. I think your reaction speed's believably platinum or even possibly diamond. Like, even later on, like when Sombra hacks and stuff, like, you spin around instantly, which is great. Like, I think reaction speed's there. But I think you just need the game sense to know, like, what do I need to do right now to help my team win? Because most of the things you do just literally don't help you. Here's another good example, right? So we're riding out a fight. Again, there's no reason for us to have been out there anyway. Like, the fact that we were overextended means now we're in super danger. So Winston's out here. I can't help this Winston. Like, the Winston's missing too much health. Lucio heals so little. I don't need to be healing the Winston. My team already has a main healer, which is the Baptiste. It's not my job to keep my tank alive right now, per se. I can either A, peel off these guys, or B, help the rest of my team, right? Who's over here? Oh, the Junkrat? I can go over here and help my Junkrat. Right? That's the person who's getting isolated right now and killed. Coming over here, amping, booping people away. That's what you need to be doing right now, not messing with the ball. Again, you want to be ignoring the ball, and now you lose your Junkrat. Like, you're just not giving any help to those other people on your team when they need it the most, because you're over-indexing on the ball. I will note, I'm not going to be reviewing your Ana gameplay because it's going to be too long as it is, but for your Ana gameplay, there are times where you're caught out of position, and it feels like it's because you're used to playing Lucio. Like, you think you can rotate faster than you can, but you're way too slow, and you get caught out and killed. It just made me think of it right now. Alright, so you're down to Junkrat. Again, they pop Kitsune. Probably not going to win this fight. You're probably going to chill right now. Ball comes in again. Right, your Reaper goes in and just goes ham and kills. But, like, what did you have to do with it? Like, you're going to win this fight, and it has nothing to do with you. Like, literally nothing. Your Reaper's going to what? Teleport in here? Yeah, he's going to teleport in here, pop ulti, and get 2 kills. You did nothing to deserve this win. This fight win. Literally nothing. I don't even know that you kept anybody alive. Like, I don't know if you weren't here. Does anybody not die because of this? Right? Baptiste popped regen burst. That's mostly where the health came from. So, like, this is very, very low value. And again, don't mess with the ball. Go after the Tracer. You need to shut down the Tracer. Right? See how low the Tracer is? Oh, the Baptiste does a great job getting her low here. Like, that should be your goal right now, is go after the Tracer, kill the Tracer. Yeah. This is tough, right? Because, again, like, I'm not trying to pick on you or anything, but, like, the whole point of this, like, look, you want to be critiqued. Like, this is what I'm telling you. It's like, you're just not doing anything to help your team win. All right, I think I want to skip through this. So you're eventually going to win this first point, right? Again, not really because of anything you did. I can't remember if there's anything else here that was particularly noticeable. Oh yeah, I would talk quickly about the Pharaoh. So Pharaoh is obviously a difficult hero to hit. What you should be doing right now is you should always be thinking that booping heroes makes them easier to hit situationally. So for the Pharaoh, what I want to do here is I'm not going to attack. I'm gonna wall ride, jump, and then I'm gonna pin her with boop against the wall. So what I'm looking to do here is with boop, I want to knock her into the corner right there, and then so she's going to get stuck here for a moment where she can't go left or right or up because of the corner, because of the natural design of the corner. So she basically only has to fall or come towards me, like towards it's hard to explain. So what I want is I want to knock her into this corner where she's going to get stuck, and all she can do is either drop or go forwards or maybe slide along the wall this way. That makes her way easier to hit, not just for me, but everybody. The Junkrat, the Winston, the Reaper, everybody. So you want to get over here ASAP, knock her against the wall, and hopefully get a quadruple body shot, or hopefully headshot even better, against the wall. That's what you need to be looking for right now versus just trying to shoot at her randomly in the air. Not good enough. That's not good value. And that's the difference between you and better Lucios, is they understand how to use boop to make targets easier to hit. I recommend you watch high-level Lucio play and micro-analyze, like frame by frame, when they choose to use boop in duels. That will significantly level up your gameplay from understanding like how to kill someone quickly as Lucio. Because your boop is a huge part of making it easy to get kills. Like, you aren't expected to be some kind of prediction god where you can just like wave your mouse around, you happen to hit them. Booping them moves them in a straight, predictable direction that they have no control over, and that makes it much, much easier to hit shots. Alright, fast forwarding, I think, yeah, straightforward win. Alright, so second point, this is where you lose. Nothing particularly noticeable here. Yep, yeah, good. Follow up, kill the Moira. Things are going pretty well over here overall. So, as a note, as a reminder, I always want to be tracking where are the opposing teams and what can I do about them. Again, Genji, I can do something about. Sombra, I can do something about. Ball, I can do something about. Ana, I can dive her, but situationally, and you do that later on. But I'm worried here, okay, like, what's this ball going to do? I see the ball rolling. I have boop. This is the moment. I could use boop to stop his momentum this way, or I could use boop to knock him sideways into the wall and mess up his engage. Either way, this is the moment to boop. Instead, I don't boop. He knocks everyone in the air, right? And honestly, he should have slammed here. I don't know why he didn't. He doesn't. He slams on cooldown. So this is a good example of like gold level play. Is higher ranked balls are not going to be doing this rollout without slam. This feels pretty insane to me, and just getting awkwardly stuck right now is nuts. But like that's where boop is useful. Understanding like you need to understand every matchup in the game, especially as like the niche heroes like Lucio. Every single hero, go through the whole roster, beginning to end, alphabetically, right? Starting with Ana, Ashe, etc. Look, what do I do against this hero? Do I do anything against this hero? Do I want to avoid this hero? Do I want to fight this hero? Do I want to peel this hero? You need to know all the matchups in the game if you want to be successful. But like it's not, it feels like it's too random, right? With you and the ball, like sometimes you boop, sometimes you don't. The timing is wrong, right? Like it's so arbitrary. It feels like you're just figuring it out on the fly, which is not good. You need to already have a game plan in your head. This is how I play against balls. That's how you win against ball, right? And just know that from the very beginning. So, good example of like, hey, I don't know if Boop's going to reach this far, but ideally you would be off the ground, and then you could boop him sideways. So instead of slamming down here, he slams down here and hits nobody. Doesn't go through the floor, but every slam he gets like that, he's going to farm ult charge. Look at 50%, right? Pow! He's just got 10% ult charge there. If you boop him to the corner, he gets, I don't know, 2% maybe? So, like, stuff like that makes a difference, right? So yeah, you see you boop after. This is a good example, right? You actually help him escape by booping him out right now. If you pooped him into the corner here, he probably dies. Stuff like this is just like little sloppy mistakes that add up over the course of a fight. He ends up dying anyway because the ball is a fool, but you know, kind of is what it is. I would not take this off angle. Genji's very dangerous. Genji can kill you for sure. But once you see the Winston in, you turn around, you're too slow here. So you're running away from the Genji, correct call. You see your Winston, you see the Winston looking at the Genji. In my head, I think Winston beats Genji. This Winston is gonna die the Genji. A, because Winston beats Genji, but B, the Winston probably thinks, oh, my Lucio, my friendly Lucio's in trouble. I'm gonna go. Which means your instinctual reaction right now should be hit the brakes, turn around, help your Winston kill the Genji. But now, instead of helping the Winston, you're abandoning your teammate who went to help you. Right? Why are you all the way? You're not in any danger. Now your Winston's fighting a 3v1 when he tried to help you. And now he's going to get burned down, he's forced to use bubble, and now he needs to retreat with very little value. And now you're showing up, but it's too late. See? Like, this stuff adds up, right? It's just, these are all opportunities for you to, like, make better plays. You don't need to be here. There's no point for you to be here. There's nothing for you to do here, right? The fight's happening over here. You can hear the fight over here, play over here, right? There's no, like, off angle for you to control right now. But yeah, the ball might roll out this way, but it's so hard to catch him out with all this open space. He might see you and be like, oh, I'm just going to roll this way, come back around, right? Oh, juke you, come back this way, wall jump up here, and then roll out and go into your team. Like, it's so hard to, like, catch the ball out in that situation unless there's a very limited number of options. You should stay here with your Winston, who's still being triple teamed right now, and you're just not helping. Right? You see, like, now he's forced to use bubble defensively. As soon as Winston uses bubble defensively, you almost always lose a fight. This is a good general rule, by the way, for Winston's as well. If you ever need to use a bubble to just save your life, like you didn't jump in and use a bubble, 80 to 90% of the time, you're going to lose this fight. Using bubble defensively, I mean, obviously still use it rather than dying, but if you've gotten to that point, you're probably going to lose already. Because you've just given up all the momentum. See, they just walk right through the bubble. And now they continue applying pressure. Your Winston's super low. You have no bubble to help now, right? Again, Winston's still extremely low, and now he dies. And all of this started from the fact that you just didn't do your job. First of all, you're out of position, which baited the jump to begin with, A. But B, you didn't help your tank, who was the only person on your team that actually needed help. And as a result, we're all look at the resources. Right? Let's even back up a few seconds before your Winston dies. So here, Winston's out. Okay, again, everybody's getting burned down right now. Why? Because your Winston's not applying any pressure. Why is my Winston not applying any pressure? Because he didn't get any help when he was in there. He was forced to use bubble to keep himself alive, and then he jumped away. And now we can't win this fight because everyone's critically low, and you are not going to have a tank. So that's why you lose, right? Stuff like that adds up over and over again over the course of a fight. So we're gonna come again, same deal, right? I see the ball coming in right now. He's rolling in. I see him rolling, right? You could just jump up right now and stop the fireball. That way he can't farm any ult charge. He just popped minefield last fight. I don't want him to get ult charge here. I don't want him to get a boop. I don't want him to get a slam. But instead, somebody who has the tools to stop this, he slams and gets 10% ult charge again and walks away. you got the tools, right? You got the tools. You got the reaction speed. I know, because I see you get hacked. You do 180 immediately. You see it coming the whole way. You could have definitely stopped this, right? You could, even this point, you could still boop him sideways, I believe, right? Knocks him off track. But now you knock him away after he's committed. That's the time where you actually want him to stay so that everyone can get damage in, hopefully, and maybe burn some damage, though he gets all those adaptives. Doesn't matter anyway. All right. So, ball's coming. This time you at least try for it, which is great, right? He's going to roll in. This is a super gutsy roll-in by him. Again, just booping him out of the way, stopping his fireball is huge. So I think the problem here is it's like too late, but I think you do knock him off course, which helps a little bit. I think you ideally want to hit this boop a little bit earlier, like probably a quarter second before this. But now you knock him, at least knocks him off course. Again, it interrupts his fireball, so now he slams, and not as deep as he wanted at least, right? Still decent value, but not quite as bad as it could have been. But this gives you like some blueprint for like, hey, how can I do more in the future? Is get that a little bit quicker so that he doesn't farm ult charge. Again, he's up to 31% ult charge right now. For perspective, look when this started. He's at 0, and your tank is at 72. This is now 15 seconds later, right? 3 skips I just did. He's at 32. Your tank's at 79. In the time it took your tank to build 7% ult charge, the ball got 32%. He is farming ult charge 4 times faster than your Winston is, and you personally, just you, literally just you, could stop him from doing that. That means that the ball is going to get 3 to 4 times as many ultimates as your Winston is if this rate continues. It's not, but I'm just noting, like, these are the problems. Same deal, same rollout. Again, right? Just boop him earlier. Now he's up to 43%. The ball has gone from 0 to 43 in the time it took your Winston to go from 71 to 79. He's farming 43% of his ult charge in the time that your Winston is even getting 10. This is nuts. All right, you're going in. Come out, heal. Same deal, same slam. Just knock him out of the bubble. Oh man, he gets another double. He's at 65% ult charge. Oh, this is brutal. I don't even know that you know about the interaction of the mechanic there, right? Maybe I'm dreaming here. It's not like I play Lucio all that often against ball, but like I feel like the right click there should override his fireball momentum, and it will stop him. Right? At a minimum, when he's slamming, the right click should knock him off course. Like, maybe I'm just, like, totally off base here, and someone's going to tell me later on, like, this is not the way the mechanics work. I haven't tested this personally for, like, a long time, but I'm pretty sure that's the way this works. But anyway, if I'm wrong, then maybe, like, you could flame me out after this for being totally wrong about this, but, like, I feel like the correct interaction here is just to boop him away, and then your whole team is safe, like, over and over again. He's at 85? This is nuts. All right. So, Genji's coming out. He pops Blade. This is no good. I think it's because you pop Amp here, and thus you can't pop Beat right away. I actually don't know if Beat animation cancels Amp, but I would like to note that by the time you pop this Beat, he's already dashed and slashed. So, if he was going to kill someone, he would have killed them already, in which case this fight is probably lost. So, I'm going to show it to you from the Genji's perspective. So, again, Beat has to come out before he lands his dash/combo. If you can't get it in time, it's usually better not to pop it at all, because you'll probably waste it. He's popped it right now. You still haven't popped it. You still haven't popped it. You still haven't popped it, right? He's slashed in, and he's landed the hit. And he just happens to be just short of killing this Junkrat. You still haven't landed. Now you have. This is way too late. Again, I think this is because you're amping, but I would note at that point, I'd be like, you know what, screw it. Let's try to survive the Blade or just give up this fight. I don't think popping Beat at this point actually makes any sense to do it. I would probably just turn and try to boop him away and see what happens. Is it the lamp that saves him? Oh man, is it lamp that saves him? Nope. Just luck. Right. But good news is, you try to be aggressive here, right? Genji's dead. Okay, good. I would note that you'd be a little careful, because even through Beat, these two can burn you down. You aim for the Ana, you knock her out of position. Okay, cool. So, Soldier does a good job burning you down here, right? With Helix, you try to get away. You get knocked up in the air by the ball, and then you get killed. This is tough, right? There's a lot of things that are going to happen here that are kind of unlucky. Again, your team can't follow up, A. B, the ball is going to be able to come back here and slam, and that's going to result in a kill. I think this is tricky, because you're trying to get to this gap, and I get that. I think you're actually trying to cross this way, but I think you actually should have ridden this way to break LOS, and then gone over the top, and then down immediately. should have been the correct pathing. You see how you're trying to go across the gap? Let me just explain this way. So this is where you were, okay? What you tried to do was you tried to go this way, right? And then you get slammed and then you get killed. But what I'm saying is, instead of that, go this way and then over the top and then ride along the outside here, if that makes sense. I think this is a safer path than trying to path through. I think even without the ball, there's a possibility that the soldier could have killed you just because he's stepping up. He's clearly trying to get the kill on you, right? He could have potentially killed you here even without the ball's help. Just as a note. The higher rank you go, the better people's aim will be. You can't rely on them missing you while you're wall riding. So, let's think. Why are we booping the ball right now? The ball's already rolling away. He's not even shooting at somebody. He's already rolling away. He's rolling in this direction. Why am I booping him like that? Like, you see, like, boop is important. It's got a low cooldown, but it needs to have value, right? Like, this boop doesn't do anything. He doesn't care. He's like, all right, fine, cool, whatever. I'll go back to doing whatever I'm going to do. Like, this is no good. Anyway, Reaper has Nano right now. This is a good boop opportunity. I want to knock the Reaper far back because he's going to run to my team with Nano. I want him to be as far away as possible. But because you don't have boop right now, right, you can't do that early boop. Now you get super low, so you don't get a chance to boop him right now because you're worried about your own survival. You try to get away, you get out here, right? And now, because you don't get to boop the Reaper, let's see what he does. Again, you could have booped the Reaper if you hadn't wasted boop earlier. Because you can't boop him, he's going to walk onto point. And then now, your Reaper runs out of Wraith in front of him, and the Reaper's like reloads. He's like, oh, cool, there's a Reaper here, and now he's going to kill him. But he could have been much further back if you'd booped him earlier. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm gonna stop there. In summary, right? I think the overarching thing I want you to think of is, what do I need to be doing right now, right? In that peel / dive rush, right? / like dual off angle triangle. What do I need to be doing? A. B, for all of the opposing heroes, how do I interact with them, right? And do I want to interact with them, and in what ways? C, for my own team, what enabling do they need, and what peeling do they need? And then I would say, as a fourth item, think hard about the value that boop provides, because I think you just kind of randomly use it all the time, and you get very little value out of it. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Hopefully this is helpful.